Ladies and gentlemen, we are shifting gears here, and I'd love to have your attention as we introduce our keynote speaker. His name is Nate Miles. He is the Vice President of Strategic Initiatives for Eli Lilly and Company, one of the nation's top pharmaceutical firms. He is one of the most electrifying and inspirational leaders in the country today. He is here in this room because he is a dedicated philanthropist, public servant. He's received numerous awards and honors, in fact, too many to mention. We are very lucky to have him with us tonight, and the story he will share is one of courage, inspiration. It will move you, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome Nate Miles to the stage.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. First, giving honor to God, who is the head of my life. I want to thank you, the Boys and Girls Club, Calvin, your entire crew, your entire staff, for all you do gaily for this great opportunity. It's been a long night. I've been running all day yelling with my son at his football game, and then we did the event over at the El Centro de la Raza event. But we were asked to come here, and I could not turn down this opportunity. And my running partner in crime tonight is my wonderful, lovely wife, Leslie. I'd be remiss if I did not thank her for this crazy schedule I've had her on today. But you know, I really do want to thank all of you for coming and talk a little bit tonight about the Boys and Girls Club and how important it is and how important it is and what it's meant in my life. And I know that a lot of you have seen me around the community and think of me as a corporate executive, and I'm very proud, blessed to be able to work at an outstanding organization like Eli Lilly. But, you know, before I became executive, I had to come up the hard way, Reggie Brown, as you know, through living in East Pasco, Washington, growing up in a federal housing project. Like many of you in this room, adopted, if you might have been adopted, if you were a foster kid, if whatever hardships you've come up, all of us had some place that we went that was a safe place, a family member's home, our own home, a coach's home, whatever, but it was a safe place. We had a place in Pasco that was the community center. That community center got taken over, though. Drugs, as in many of the low-income areas, drugs, the gangs started moving in. Pasco had really some mean streets. It was a small town, so it didn't make all of the headlines of a Seattle Times or what have you, but mean nonetheless, and it came to a really screeching halt when a good friend of ours was killed. Does something to a kid to see one of their friends bleed out. Well, after Danny died, several of us decided that we were going to do something about it. So we went down, and you know, most of you know I'm involved in politics, so I went down and asked the mayor, "Mayor, we need you to build us a Boys and Girls Club, someplace safe that we can go." Well, we were just a bunch of kids. They told us we couldn't do anything, so they didn't build the club for us. Well, we said we'll build it ourselves. Well, how are you going to build this club? I don't know, Matt Hooper, but we started looking at different ways in which we could do it. And so all of a sudden, we started going out and giving disco dances. Remember, this is the 70s, so, you know, oh, yeah, you remember. Oh, yeah, okay. So we started building these, you know, giving these dances. Didn't raise any money, but one day I was an ex-boxer. I was a boxer, and I was watching television, and Muhammad Ali was doing a fundraiser to build a youth center. I got an idea. Why don't we have Muhammad Ali come to Pasco, oh yeah, and build us a Boys and Girls Club? So I'm sitting there, Frank Blethen, and I said if he could come to Louisville, he could go to Pasco. Why not, Charlene? So we come there, and I started trying to figure out, how do you get to Muhammad Ali? Well, he was the most popular man. This is 1978. Most popular man in the world, having a fight with Leon Spinks in New Orleans for the heavyweight championship of the world. I said, I'm going to go to New Orleans and get Muhammad Ali to agree to come to Pasco. And yeah, so I started chasing him, saved up enough money. All the people in my hometown and mothers in the church raised some chicken dinners, and they raised enough money for me to get on the bus so I could get down to meet Muhammad Ali. And so I get down to New Orleans, 17 years old at the time, and I go up in the New Orleans Hilton. I'd like to meet Muhammad Ali. You can't meet Muhammad Ali. Well, why not? Well, because he's a busy man, and who are you? I'm Nate Miles. I'm from Pasco. They wouldn't let me meet Muhammad Ali. So I'm really a little bit upset at this time. And all of a sudden I hear this, the champ is here. The champ is here. Here comes the champ. I look up, Muhammad Ali. Oh, there's my deal. So I get ready to go get Muhammad Ali. Excuse me, champ, I'm Nate Miles from, forearm to the face. Bodyguards, Jimmy Ellis is his bodyguard, forearm to the face, knocks me down, tells me I can't talk to the champ. One thing leads to another. I find out where his training camp is, and I just stalk him. For the next 5 days of his life, I am stalking this man, trying to get him to talk to me, doing everything. I meet all of his family members, Sammy Davis Jr., all of these people trying to get him to come to Pasco. I snuck out on his balcony. It's quite a story, and you may hear more about that later. But in the end result, I needed this man to come here. So finally, when he wouldn't listen to me any other way, as he was going out to his car, I stuck my foot in his limousine door. So he slammed the door on my foot, and he slammed the door again, and Jimmy Ellis said, you got to get your foot out of the door. Angelo Dundee rolled down the window. Excuse me, Mr. Miles, you got to take your foot out of the door. Really, we got to go? And I was like, no, you're not doing it. All of a sudden, his bodyguard slammed the door. Get your leg out the door. And I mean, it started bleeding. I'm sitting there with blood running down my leg. And finally, they kicked my leg out of the door, and David Allen, when he was getting ready to take off, the window was still down, so I jumped through the window, and he starts dragging me. My briefcase goes flying. He goes, wait a minute. So Ali stops, and I said, let me tell you one thing. I said, all my life I wanted to be like you. I walked like you. I talked like you. I boxed like you. And you won't even listen to what this kid said. You said you'd listen to kids. You said you'd help if they ever needed you, that if they just followed their dream, that you would help. And my dream is to build a Boys and Girls Club in Pasco, Washington, a safe place for me and my boys to go hang out at. I'm not going to tell you what happened in the rest of the story. But I will say this. The Boys and Girls Club was a safe place then, and it is a safe place now. And it is a place that teaches kids the right values. You shouldn't have to have a 17-year-old kid risk his life to meet the heavyweight champion of the world. When you're talking about a place where dreams are made, it's not just a club. It's a place where dreams are made, where potential is realized, where hope is spawned, that is a safe haven for kids, women, children who are being abused, and these kids have a place to go and a respite, at least for a while, with the programs that are there. And I can tell you, it breeds the kind of values. See, I've been involved with the Rainier Vista Club for years. And that's right, we've had the Boy of the Year and the Girl of the Year and the Student of the Year. And it was all great. I said, but I really didn't understand exactly how amazing that place was and what it did for kids. Some of you know I had a bout with my health about 4 months ago, and almost took me out. A lot of prayers went out, a lot of hopes, and many of you in this room, and I thank you for that. I'm doing fine, by the way. Everything is great, no symptoms, no nothing. So thank you for those of you, that's right, who have prayed for me. It's been miraculous, and God has touched my life, and I'm so pleased with that. But during the height of this, there was a kid that we worked with at the Boys and Girls Club and who went to South Lake, and we mentored, named Dion. I'll use his name Dion because my lawyer told me I can't use the real name. So Dion was one of these kids that would never come out and volunteer, but he was always there. He'd always come down. Dion, come, no. The teacher said he was a good kid unless you messed with him. If you laughed at him because he was poor, he didn't have a lot of money, but he was always there. He'd always come down, but he'd be on the periphery. Rafael, this kid, I still go down to the South Lake, and they call me Mr. Jefferson because I always wear my suit and tie. Here comes Mr. Jefferson. What you got to tell us today, Mr. Jefferson? Hey, I got something for you. I'm going to teach you how to do some business today. And so they always call me Mr. Jefferson. And when I got sick, a woman came up to me, and she said, excuse me, Mr. Jefferson? And I was like, no. I said, my name's Nate Miles. He said, oh, well, Dion calls you Mr. Jefferson. I said, oh, that's what the kids call me. I said, my real name is Nate Miles. She said, well, I just wanted to meet you. She said, because the kids were talking on that computer thing. I guess Facebook is what she meant, Mary, and she said, they said you were sick, and my grandson, who has these anger management issues and doesn't really care about a whole lot of stuff, came to me the other night and he said, Grandma, he said, this Rainer Vista kid said, Grandma, can you teach me how to pray? Because Mr. Jefferson is sick and I really want to pray for him. Do you understand? These are the values that a kid have. I'm a corporate executive. I got insurance. I got a love family and houses and blah, blah. Here's a kid who has nothing, who somehow in this club has learned the value of caring for somebody else. It's not just a safe place, you guys. This is a place that changes people's lives. It changes people's lives every day. It instills in them something that says you got to do right to go in this club. They won't let gangbangers hang out inside the club. They won't let illicit activity go out because it's their safe place. And we've taught them to do that. So what I want you to do tonight is help these kids. I'm not asking you to go to New Orleans and get Muhammad Ali. I'm not asking you to save Dion. I'm not asking you to go into some of these places that are hard. All I'm asking you to do is to raise your paddle. You have your paddles at your table. You're not going to get great trips to foreign places. You're not going to get great auction items to go. I just need you to say in your heart that, yes, I am my son and my daughter's keeper. These kids who don't look like me, who don't act like me, who don't talk like me, nonetheless, they are our kids. Is there somebody in this room that has their paddle ready that would give us $25,000 that would help these kids to keep a club open, that would give scholarships? Is there one of you at that level that would help? Can I see your bid card right down here in front? Thank you so much. Bid number 118. Is there another? I know there's another in this room at $25,000 that would help these children, that would help the Dions of the world, to teach them the lessons that we want. Brad Thorson said the big shots were in the room. I know they're in the room. Is there another at $2,500? See, I almost went to $100,000. Go to 25 while it's easy now. Is there one more? Can we get one more at $25,000? Thank you so much. Number 118. Is the next level that we go to? Is there one at $20,000? If we have one at $20,000 that would help us for $20,000, this would take care of about 36 kids, full boat. Is there one that would go at $20,000? This is for the children. Thank you so much. Is there one at 15? I know there's got to be one at 15. Right back here in the back. Mr. Musser, thank you so much. Number 316. There it is, number 343. We're on a roll now. The Huskies just scored, by the way. Is there another one? David, is there another one? 343, is there another one at 15,000? Can I get 15,000? One more and I will sit down. Mike and Sue Rainey, special thanks to you. Is there one more at 15,000? Let's go to 10,000. How about that? Oh, now I know we got the 10,000s in the room. Bid cards here, 184. Yes, I love it. Right here, 129. Keep them up. 158. You guys are amazing. 134. We only need three more. 184. 365. We only need two more. Just two more, and we'll hit it. Two more. 365. Is there two more at 10,000? Right here in the back, 240. 240, number 240, our last one to close me out is 240. Anybody else? Right here, 143. Thank you so much. At $10,000 level, thank you guys so much. I'm going to turn it over to our amazing auctioneer right here to take us from there.
Thank you to Nate Miles, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Nate.